Question 1 says identify the terms and their coefficients for each of the following expressions. So we have these 6 expressions that you see here, and for each expression we have to identify the terms in that expression, the parts that make up that expression, and we also have to identify the coefficient of each term. So let's start with the first part. In the first part, the expression is 5xyz square minus 3zy. So the two terms in this expression are 5xyz square and the second term is minus 3zy. So these are the two terms in this expression. So let's write these two terms. 5xyz square is one term and minus 3zy is the other term. And what about the coefficients of these two terms? The coefficients are the numerical parts. In the coefficient of any term is the numerical part of that term. So in the first term, the coefficient is 5, and in the second term, the coefficient is minus 3. So let's write this. In the first term, the coefficient is 5. In the second term, the coefficient is minus 3. Okay, now let's go to part 2. The expression in part 2 is 1 plus x square. So the three terms in this expression are 1, x and x square. So these are the three terms of this expression. So let's write these three terms, 1, x and x square. And now let's write the coefficient of each term. The coefficient is the numerical part of each term. So for 1, it will be 1 itself. For x, you can think of the term x as 1 into x. So the coefficient of x will be 1. And similarly for x square, you can think of the x square term as 1 into x square. So the coefficient of the x square term will also be 1. So the three coefficients in part 2 are 1, 1 and 1. Now let's come to part 3. In part 3, the expression is 4x square y square minus 4x square y square z square plus z square. So the three terms in this expression are 4x square y square, then minus 4x square y square z square. You have to include the minus sign in the term, and then you have the third term, which is z square. So let's write these three terms. So we have 4x square y square, then we have minus 4x square y square z square, and then we have z square. So these are the three terms in the expression. And what about the coefficients? For the first term, 4x square y square, the coefficient is 4. So this is the coefficient of the first term. For the second term, the coefficient is minus 4. And then for the third term, z square, you can think of this as 1 into z square. So the coefficient of z square is 1. So these are the three coefficients in part 3. Now in part 4, the expression is 3 minus pq plus qr minus rp. So this expression has 4 terms. It has the term 3, then minus pq, then qr, and then minus rp. So these are the 4 terms of this expression. So let's write these 4 terms: 3 pq, then qr, actually minus pq, then qr, and then minus rp. And now these are the 4 terms. What about the coefficients? So the coefficient in the term 3 will be 3 itself. The coefficient in minus pq, you can think of this as minus 1 into pq. So the coefficient will be minus 1 for the second term. For the third term qr, you can think of this as 1 into qr. So the coefficient will be 1. And then in minus rp, you can think of this as minus 1 into rp. So the coefficient will be minus 1. So these are the 4 coefficients in part 4. Now coming to part 5, the expression is x by 2 plus y by 2 minus xy. So the three terms are x by 2, y by 2 and minus xy. So let's write these three terms. So we have x by 2, we have y by 2, and then we have minus xy. These are the three terms of the expression. So what are the coefficients? X by 2, you can think of this as half into x. So the coefficient is half for x by 2. Similarly for y by 2, you can think of this as half into y. So the coefficient will be half for y by 2. And for minus xy, you can think of this as minus 1 into xy. So the coefficient will be minus 1. So these are the three coefficients in expression 5. And finally coming to the sixth expression, 0.3a minus 0.6ab plus 0.5b. The three terms in this expression are 0.3a minus 0.6ab and then 0.5b. So these are the three terms. Let's write these three terms. 0.3a minus 0.6ab and then 0.5b are the three terms in this expression. And what about their coefficients? So for 0.3a it will be 0.3. For minus 0.6ab it will be minus 0.6, and then for 0.5b it will be 0.5. So these are the three coefficients in part 6. So with this we have completed all the 6 parts and we have completed question number 1. In question 2, the problem statement says classify the following polynomials as monomials, binomials and trinomials. Which polynomials do not fit in any of these three categories? So let's first talk about what these three terms mean: monomials, binomials and trinomials. Monomials are expressions with only one term, binomials are expressions with two terms, and trinomials are expressions with three terms. So we simply have to check which of these expressions have 1, 2 or 3 terms, and which of these expressions have more than 3 terms. Those will be polynomials that do not fit in any of these three categories. Okay, so let's start. So the first expression is x plus y. This is a binomial because it has 2 terms. Then the second expression is 1000. It has a single term, so this is a monomial. The third expression has 4 terms: x, x square, x cube and x to the power 4. So we will classify this as in none of the three categories. So we will write none in front of this expression. Then the fourth expression is 7 plus y plus 5x. So this has 3 terms. So this will be a trinomial. The fifth expression is 2y minus 3y square. So this has 2 terms. So we will classify this as a binomial. And then the sixth expression is 2y minus 3y square plus 4y cube. So this has 3 terms. So we will classify this as a trinomial. Then the seventh expression is 5x minus 4y plus 3xy. So there are 3 terms in this expression. So this will also be a trinomial. The eighth expression is 4z minus 15z square. So 2 terms. So this is a binomial. The ninth expression is ab plus bc plus cd plus da. So it has 4 terms and hence it does not fall into any of the three categories. So we will write none in front of this expression. Then the 10th one is pqr, so a single term. So this will be classified as a monomial. The 11th expression is p square q plus pq square, so 2 terms. So we will classify this as a binomial. And then the 12th, the last expression is 2p plus 2q, so 2 terms. And hence this will also be a binomial. So among the 12 expressions, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 binomials. We have 2 monomials and we have 1, 2, 3 trinomials, and we have 2 expressions that do not fit in any of the 3 categories. So with this we have completed question number 2. In question 3, we have to add the given expressions in each of these 4 parts that you see here. So let's start with the first part. In the first part, the 3 expressions are AB minus BC, BC minus CA and CA minus AB. So we will write the 3 expressions in separate rows such that the like terms are written one below the other. So the first expression is AB minus BC. So we write it in the first row. Then we put a plus sign to for the second expression. And the second expression is BC minus CA. So we write BC below minus BC. And then we write minus CA. And then we put another plus sign to show that we're adding a third expression. And the third expression is CA minus AB. So CA we will write below minus CA. And then minus AB we will write below AB. So this is how we will write the third expression. And now we can carry out the addition. So we add the like terms. So AB and minus AB cancel out. minus BC and BC cancel out, minus CA and CA also cancel out. So all we are left with is 0. So basically all the terms cancel out, so we are left with 0. And hence the answer for the first part is that the sum of the three expressions is 0. So that completes part 1. Now coming to the second part, the three expressions are A minus B plus AB, B minus C plus BC, and C minus A plus AC. So once again we will write the three expressions in separate rows such that the like terms are written one below the other. So the first expression is A minus B plus AB. Then we add the second expression, which is B minus C. So B we will write below minus B. Then we have minus C, so which we write separately. And then we have a plus BC term, which we write separately. And then we add the third expression, which is C minus A plus AC. So C we will write below minus C. Then minus A we write below A. And then plus AC we write separately like this. So this, by writing these terms, the like terms one below the other, it will be easy for us to add the like terms. Okay, now we carry out the addition. So A and minus A cancel out, minus B and B cancel out. Then we have AB, which we can write here in the sum. Then minus C and C cancel out. Then we have BC, so plus BC. And then we have plus AC. So what we get as the sum is AB plus BC plus AC. So this is the answer for part 2. The sum of the three expressions is AB plus BC plus AC. So this completes part 2. Now we come to part 3, in which the two expressions are 2p square q square minus 3pq plus 4, and then 5 plus 7pq minus 3p square q square. So these two expressions we will write in separate rows such that the like terms are written one below the other. Okay, so let's do this. So the first expression is 2p square q square minus 3pq, and then we have a plus 4. So this is the first expression, and then we will add the second expression to this. So that's 5, which we'll write below the constant term 4, and then we have 7pq, which we write below minus 3pq, because minus 3pq and plus 7pq are like terms. And then we have minus 3p square q square, which we write below 2p square q square. So minus 3p square q square. So this is how we can write the two expressions one below the other. And now it will be easy for us to add the two expressions by adding the like terms. So 2p square q square minus 3p square q square, if we add these two, we will get minus p square q square. And then minus 3pq plus 7pq will give us 4pq, because minus 3 plus 7 is 4. And then 4 plus 5 will give us 9. So this is the sum that we obtain. Let's write it as the answer for part 3. Minus p square q square plus 4pq plus 9. So this is the answer for part 3. Finally, we come to part 4. In part 4, we have 4 expressions. We have L square plus M square plus N square. Then we have N square plus L square. And then we have 2LM plus 2MN plus 2NL. So we will write these 4 expressions one below the other such that the like terms are written one below the other. Okay, so the first expression is L square plus M square. Then we add the second expression, which is M square plus N square. Then we add the third expression, which is N square plus L square. So L square we will write below the first L square like this. And then we add the fourth expression, which is 2LM. So 2LM we will write separately. Then we have 2MN, which we write separately. And then we have 2NL, which we also write separately like this. Okay, and now it's easy to add all the 4 expressions by simply adding the like terms. So we have L square plus L square, that's 2L square. Then we have M square and M square will give us 2M square. Then we have N square and N square will give us 2N square. Then we have 2lm, so we write 2lm. Then we have 2mn, so this is also part of the answer, and then we have 2nl, so we write 2nl. So this is the sum that we obtain, and we see that the factor 2 is common in each of the 6 terms in the expression that we obtained. So we can take out this factor of 2 as a common expression, as a common multiplier, and write the answer as 2 times l square plus m square plus n square plus lm plus mn plus nl. So this is the answer for part 4, and with this we have completed question number 3. In question 4, we have these 3 parts, and in each part we are given 2 expressions, and we have to subtract the first expression from the second. So in each part we will write the 2 expressions in separate rows such that the like terms are written one below the other, and then carry out the subtraction process. Okay, so let's start with the first part. In the first part we have to subtract 4a minus 7ab plus 3b plus 12, this expression, from this expression 12a minus 9ab minus 3. So let's write the second expression first. So we have 12a minus 9ab plus 5b minus 3, and now let's write the first expression below this second expression such that the like terms are written one below the other. So we have 4a, which we write below 12a, then we have minus 7ab, which we write below minus 9ab, then we have 3b, which we write below 5b, and then we have plus 12. Okay, and now we will carry out the subtraction process. Now because we are subtracting the second expression, we can reverse the sign of each term of the second expression and add it to the corresponding term in the first expression. So for example, 4a will become minus 4a, minus 7ab will become plus 7ab, 3b will become minus 3b, and then plus 12 will become minus 12. So the signs will change for the second expression. So we have 12a minus 4a, that becomes 8a. Then we have minus 9ab plus 7ab will become minus 2ab. Then we have 5b minus 3b, that will become plus 2b. And then we will get minus 3 minus 12, which is minus 15. Alright, so the result in part A is this expression, 8a minus 2ab plus 2b minus 15. This is the answer for part A. Now coming to the second part, the expression from which we have to subtract is this expression. Let's write it in the first row. So this expression is 5xy minus 2yz minus 2zx plus 10xyz. So this is the expression from which we have to subtract, and the expression which we have to subtract from the second expression is this first expression. Let's write it below the second expression such that the like terms are written one below the other. So we have 3xy, which we write below 5xy. Then we have plus 5yz, which we write below minus 2yz. And then we have minus 7zx, which we write below minus 2zx. And now we will carry out the subtraction process. So once again, the sign of each term in the second expression will get reversed. So 3xy will become minus 3xy, and we'll have 5xy minus 3xy, that will be 2xy. Then plus 5yz will become minus 5z, and we will have minus 2yz minus 5yz, or minus 7yz. And then we have minus 7zx will become plus 7zx. So we have minus 2zx plus 7zx, which will be 5 plus 5zx. And then we have this term 10xyz, which has no corresponding term in the second expression. So we simply copy it into the answer. So that gives us 10xyz. So the expression that we have obtained by subtracting is 2xy minus 7yz plus 5zx plus 10xyz. This is the answer for part B. Now coming to part C, we have this as our second expression. Let's write this first because this is the expression from which we have to subtract. So this expression is 18 minus 3p minus 11q plus 5pq minus 2pq square, and then we have plus 5p square q. And below this we will write this first expression such that the like terms are written one below the other. So the terms in the first expression are 4p square q, which we will write below 5p square q. Then we have minus 3pq, which we will write below plus 5pq. Then we have plus 5pq square, which we will write below minus 2pq square. So plus 5pq square. Then we have minus 8p, which we write below minus 3p. And then we have plus 7q, which we write below minus 11q. And then finally we have minus 10, which we write below 18. So this is how we write the two expressions. And now we can carry out the subtraction process. And what we will do is we will reverse the sign of the terms in the second expression, because we are subtracting the this expression, the expression that's written in the second row, because we are subtracting this expression. So minus 10 will become plus 10, and we will have 18 plus 10 or 28. Then minus 8p will become plus 8p. So we have minus 3p plus 8p or plus 5p. Then we have plus 7q becoming minus 7q. So we have minus 11q minus 7q, which is minus 18q. Then we have minus 3pq, which will become plus 3pq. So we have 5pq plus 3pq, that's 8pq. And then we have plus 5pq square, which will become minus 5pq square. So we have minus 2pq square minus 5pq square, which is minus 7pq square. And finally, we have this plus 4pq square, which will become minus 4pq square, p square q. So we have 5p square q minus 4p square q, which will become p square q. So the expression that we obtain after subtraction is this expression: 28 plus 5p minus 18q plus 8pq minus 7pq square plus p square q. This is the answer for part C. And with this we have completed question number 4.
Thank you for watching our channel. If video உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்ததுன்னா கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்க, லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க.